Good Woche, my friends. Today we're learning the sugyas of Iyov on Daf Daf Tezayin on Modal Tezayin. We're going to start this vav on the base, quite a far way up the page, line above the wide lines. Said the Gemara, the day came, the sons of God came in front of Hashem and also the Satan. Vayomer Hashem al Satan, Me'ayin tovoi, where are you coming from? Vayomer Satan, he answered to Hashem like it's in the pasuk. Amar lefonav Ribono shel olam. The Satan told Hashem, Shatiti b'kol olam kuloi, I floated in the whole world. V'loi matzasi ne'emon ka'avdecha Avram. I never found someone who was loyal to you like Avram, your slave. Sham Martolo, you told him, Kum isalech ba'oret, go in the land, to the length and the width. I'll give it to you. Even so, when he had to bury Sarah, he didn't have a place to bury her, and he had to pay a lot of money, 400 shekel kesef, to Ephraim to buy the land to bury her. He didn't say, wait, Hashem promised me so much land and now I have to pay this land for so much money. Have you met Iyov? He's a great person. The blessing that it said about Iyov, greater than what the blessing that it says about Avram, the Ilu Ba'Avram, now I found out because you see God. Iyov received a much longer blessing. Each time, the Yosha, also Yore Elokim, the Sarmira, much more blessings. What did that mean? He was very large with his money. You'd give half a pruta to the chenboni, and if you only have one pruta, you ask for change. Iyov would leave half a pruta extra to the chenboni, and he wasn't makbid on it. So Hashem told Iyov, Hashem told the Satan, have you met Iyov? He's a great person. Vayana Satan is Hashem, Vayomer Archinim Iyov Elokim. Makes sense. Iyov is Yor Elokim. Why? You take care of him, you give him a lot of blessings. Obviously, he loves you. What does it mean at the end of the pasuk? It says, he blessed the things that come out of his hand. Anyone who takes a pruta from Iyov, he gets blessed. That pruta is very successful for him. He does good business with it. What did that mean in the pasuk when it says that his sheep's parat baret? They broke the normality of the world. The wolves kill the goats. But with the herd of Iyov, the goats would kill the wolves. V'ulam, says the Satan to Hashem, Shlach no yotcho. Hashem told the Satan, Shlach no yotcho, you could destroy what he has, v'gab b'chol ashaloi, all what he has you could take away from him, im lo yal ponecho yivarechecho. This is the Satan saying to Hashem that if you touch and take away what he has, he's gonna do bad, he's gonna curse Hashem, chas v'sholem. Vayomer Hashem al Satan, ine kol ashaloi, whatever he has, b'yotcho, you could do what you wanted. Rak eilov, al tishlach yotcho, don't touch Iyov himself, or anything around him, his kids, his wealth, you could take away. The day came, all his sons and daughters were drinking wine in the house of the oldest brother. The messenger came to Iyov, and it says in the pasuk, Abaka oyu chorshois, and the soinos were eating next to them. What did that mean? He gave him a taste of that while he was plowing the field to sow new produce, already the new produce was growing straight away, and the soinos were eating already the new produce. That's like because in this world you have to plant and you have to wait. In Olam Haba it comes directly the blessing. the first message is telling you the bad stuff that happened. Another messenger came, and he said that the fire of God killed the sheep and the kids. He hears this message, and another messenger comes, that the Kasdim took away all the camels and they killed the Naorim, and only he got saved, this one who told him the message. This messenger's talking with another messenger comes, your sons and daughters were eating and drinking wine in the brother's house, the oldest brother. A big wind came from the desert, and then it says, all your kids died. All his possessions he lost, all his kids died. He tore his coat, he said he didn't have any kindness. I came out naked from my mother's stomach. When I'll die, I'll go back naked with nothing. Hashem nosan, Hashem gave it all. Hashem lokach, and Hashem gave and took it away. Yishem Hashem Yivarach, the Hashem should be blessed. All this happened to him, and he didn't do any hate, and he didn't do anything bad. It says the Gemara, it says in the Pasuk, the day came, like we learned earlier, all the sons of God came in front of God. Hashem told the Satan, where are you coming from? The Satan answered Hashem, I was floating in the land. I went in the whole world. I never found anyone who's trustworthy to you like your slave Avraham. They told him, the same way he told him before. Avraham is great. He promised him the whole land, and he had to pay a lot of money for the Kvar of Sarah, and he had no complaints. Did you see my slave even though they killed all his kids and all his possessions, he's still straight in front of me, he's still tam. But he said, and you pushed me to destroy him. Omar Rabbi Yochanan, on this pasuk, if it wouldn't be a Mefursha pasuk, you couldn't say this. Hashem says that he didn't want to do it, but he got pushed into it. It's like a person that gets pushed into something. Hashem got pushed into punishing Yoav. The Masnisim Tana in the Brisa, it says about the Sultan Yoyer Dumate. He goes down to the world and makes people do Averis. And then he goes and shows Hashem, look what this person did. And Hashem gets upset, and Hashem says, okay, you kill that person. The Sultan said, oh, you say you're the tzaddik, so the Sultan said, Hashem, okay, very good, I took away all his possession and his kids, but if I give him a punishment and I make him suffer himself with Yisurim, he's going to do bad stuff. He's in your hands, don't kill him. And he hit Eov, and in the pasuk later on in the V'chulu it says he gave him shchin, bad shchin from his legs to his head. The pain of the Sultan to keep Eov alive, because that way he promised to Hashem, is harder than the pain that Eov went through. A marshal for that is like a slave whose master told him, break a barrel of wine, but don't let any wine get wasted. And it's a very hard thing to break a barrel and not have the wine get wasted. So also Eov was destroying, the Sultan who was hitting Eov, but had to keep him alive, was a hard job. Omar Ish Lakish, who Sultan? The Sultan who Yetzirah is the same entity. Who Malach HaMavis, he's the one who kills people. How do we know this? Who Sultan Dechsiva? Yetzirah Sultan Me'espnei Hashem. So we know he's a Sultan. Yetzirah Ksiv Hosam Rak Kolayom, that the Yetzirah is Rak Kolayom. Ksiv Hocha Rak Elecho al tishlach yotcha. So it says both rak, so we know that the Satan and Tzara are the same entity. Huma alach hamoves, tichsiv, Hashem told the Satan, aches nafta shmur, don't let him die. Alma b'didei kaima, we could see it up to him. Why? Because he's the one who takes away normally the neshama. Omar Rav Levi, Satan Upnino, the Satan in our story, and Pnino, the sister of Chana, who had kids, and she used to chepa Chana, who had no kids. L'shem Shemayim Niskavu. They had a kavana. What they didn't mean to do bad. They meant l'shem kavana. Satan came in the Chazal HaKadosh Baruch Hu Denati Dati B'Osei Eoy. They thought that Hashem likes Eoy. Omar Chas v'Sholem Ninchele L'Rachmus Avram. If he's going to like so much Eoy, he's going to forget about Avram. So I'll make him like only Avram. Pnino D'Chsivi Koas Totzorosa Gam Kas Bavur Arima. That she was treasuring Chana, the Chana should daven to Hashem and she should get kids. Dorsher of Acha Bar Yaakov bepuponoya. Rabbi Acha Bar Yaakov darshan this drosha that Pnina and the Sultan had the Kavanah L'Shem Shemayim in a place called Papinuah. Also the Sultan came to Rabbi Acha Bar Yaakov Nashki Lekare and he kissed him. Continues the Gemara to discuss the story about Eoy. B'chol lo yichloichota Eoy b'sfosov. All what happened, even with the shchin, this painful pain, Eoy didn't do anything bad with his lips. Omar Rava b'sfosov lo yichota. He didn't say anything bad. Belibo yichota, but in his heart he had things against Hashem. Ma'ika Omar, what did he say? Eretz nosno b'yod rosha pnei shefteo yichase. Im lo yeifo mihu. That the land is good. The land is given in the hands of a Rosha. So Omar Rava bikesh ir lafich koral pia, that he wanted to turn over the Korah, that this world is controlled by badness, and that means to say that Hashem chas v'sholem is not a tzaddik. Omar Abaye learned this pasuk different. When it says Eretz nitnu b'yod Satan, it means that the land was given in the hands of the Satan. That Hashem gave the Satan power in this world. Said the Gemara Tanoim, this machlokes who's the Rasha referring to? The machlokes Tanoim, it's in the Brayse Eretz nosno b'yad Rasha Rabbi Eliezer oima bikesh ir lafich koral pia, like Rava said, Omar Rabbi Shia Rabbi Yeshua lo dibe ir elo klapi Satan, and it means that the Satan is controlling this world. Said in the pasuk about Eoy, al dascho ki loy ersha ve'in miot chamatzil. Omar Rava bikesh Eoy lifter is kol olam kulum min adin. He wanted to be pater that no one could be punished, because in the pasuk it says that you can't get away from him. And let's see the explanation. Omar lefono ribono shalom barata shor parasosot stukois. He made the ox with his legs at the end. They have a split, and it's because that it's kosher. Barata chamor parasosot klutois, and it's not kosher. Barata Ganeden, Barata Gehenim. You created Ganeden and you created Gehenim. Barata Tzadikim, Barata Rishoyim. You created Tzadikim and you created Rishoyim. Who's stopping you? Wherever you want the person to be is going to be. If you want someone to be a Rasha, he'll be a Rasha. So therefore, no one could be punished in the next world. My Adrulei Chavrei De'Eoy. What did they answer to him? Af ato tofei uro v'til grasicho lifnei keil. And that means Bara HaKadosh Baruch Hu Yetzirah. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, yes, he created the Yetzirah that can make a person do Averis, but there is something to get away from the Yetzirah. Why is that? Bara Torah Tavlin, the Torah is like a spice against the Yetzirah. If you have a Yetzirah, go learn Torah and it's going to help you fight the Yetzirah. So it's not, you have control if to do good or bad. Dora Shroba, my Dechsi, what's the chat in the Pasuk in Eoy, Birchas, Oibet, Olai, Sovoy, Leiv, Almona, Arnin. It means, Birchas, Oved, Oived Olay Sovoy Milamed Shoy Goizel Sodom Yisomim, you take away a field from orphans, Mashpicho, and you make it better, Machziran, and give it back to them. Believe Almona Arnim, the Chol Eicha, the Have Almona, the Loyav Emancibulo, whenever there was Almona that no one wanted to marry her, Ava Osil Shodi Shmeelavai, he'd go and say, oh, I'm her relative, or maybe I want to marry her, and people will be, ooh, Eoy wants to marry her, Eoy is a relative. Avu also Benaspilo, and people would marry her. And the pasuk it says that he was judging how much good he did and how much bad, like on a weight. Omarav, the earth deserves to put in the mouth of Eoy. Chavrusa klapishmai is talking to God as if he's his friend. That, oh, I don't deserve what I got. The pasuk says in Eoy, V'lu yesh b'neinu echiach yoshes yodo el shnenu. So we'll Omar Papa Afro Lekumid Eoy, a similar thing that the earth deserves to the mouth of Eoy. Is he a slave who's talking to Hashem that what are you doing to me? Slave doesn't tell his master you're misbehaving to me. So what is Eoy saying to Hashem that he was misbehaving to him? Bris karati le'enai. I had the bris to my eyes, and would I look at the basula? Omar Rava offered to the mouth of Eoy. He didn't look at other women, but in his own woman he did look. Even in his own woman, sorry, he never looked. Now I found out. I know that you're beautiful. At the beginning, he never knew that Sarah was beautiful. Tell the Apostle Kala Onon Vayelech Ken Yerid She'oy Lo Yale Omar Rava Mikan Shekofa Eoy B'Tchias HaMesim, that he said that Yerid She'oy Lo Yale, once he died, that he can't be born again, and that's a kfir on Tchias HaMesim. Tell the Apostle in Eoy Asher B'Sha'ori Yishufenu Ve'arbe Tziechinom Omar Rabba Eoy B'Sa'ora Chiref, he cursed in a Sa'ora Yishivu, he got answered in a Sa'ora B'Sa'ora Chiref, Tichsiv, it says Asher B'Sha'ori B'Sa'ora Yeshufuni Omar lefonov, Ribono shel olam, shemach ruach sa'ora abo lefonecho v'nischalef lecho ben Eoy le'oyev. That he came to Hashem and he said, what? Am I Eoy or Oyev? Am I against you, with you? I'm Eoy. I love you. I behave to you nice. Why are you behaving to me like Oyev, like someone you hate, like your enemy? B'sa'ora yishivoy, and Hashem answered him b'sa'ora, d'chsiv ayan Hashem es Eoy min ha'sa'ora, v'yoyma, azor nok gever chalotzecho eshalcho bo'ydieni. Hashem told Eoy, I made lots of hairs in a person. And every hair and hair, it comes out the body in a little different hole. Why? If you have two hairs coming from the same hole in the body, what's going to happen? It will make a person blind if two hairs come from the same place. When I make a person two little dots of hair where the hair come out, they never mixed each other. You think I had that mistake? Hashem says to Eoy, between an oyev to an Eoy. And Hashem continues, there's lots of drops of rain in the clouds. Every drop has a different shape, each drop in the sky. If two come out from the same shape, we don't want that. Why not? If that happens, the two drops look exactly the same, they ruin the land, and fruit won't come out. So I says Hashem to Eoy, between a drop and drop, I never had a mistake, and each one's in a different shape. I had a mistake between an oyev to Eoy, no chance. How do we know that when it sends the pasuk ta'ala, it means the lotion of a shape? Like a tfus is like where you make a shape in a box, that you put like a certain shape and you put in it something and then it comes out a different shape. Omar Rava bar Shila d'chsiva yas ta'ala kebeso sayin zera, so we can see ta'ala is a tfus. Continuing the Gemara about Eoy, v'derech lechazis koilos arbe. V'derech lechazis koilos. So says Hashem to Eoy, arbe koilos barati ba'avim, lots of sound in the clouds when they touch each other and comes out of thunder. V'chol koil v'koil, each sound barasi lo yishvu b'fnei atzmi, has its own path. And we don't want two sounds coming out from the same path. Why? If two come from the same path, they destroy the whole world. Says Hashem to Eoy, I never had a mistake between the path of each sound that comes out the clouds. You think I had a mistake between you and my enemy? Yalo, this yalo, it's like a type of goat, or not goat, type of like what the Ayolo shel Avram when he shechted Yitzchok, achzoris al boneo. It's very mean on its kids. When it bends down to have a baby, to sign on the base, go to the top of the mountain, that the baby that comes out should fall and die. And I prepare an eagle that accept the baby on the with its wings, and it puts it down in front of the ayola and saves it. If this eagle came a second too early, or it comes a second too late, this baby's gonna die. So says Hashem to you, from second to second, from a minute second, I don't have a mistake. To have a mistake between my enemy and Eoy. You think I had such a mistake? This ayolo, Rachmotzor, has a small place where the baby comes out. When he bends down to have a baby, and I prepare especially a special snake, gives a bite in the wound, and it becomes wider that the baby can come out. If he bites, the snake bites a second too early, or bites a second too late, so it will die. From second to second, even less than a second, I don't have a mistake. To make a mistake from you, to my oyev, my enemy, I think I had such a mistake. Said the Gemara, that's what said in the pasuk. Omar Ravo, from here we could say, all the things that Yoav said was when he was very upset. And so we don't have a taina against him, because when someone says something when he's in pain, you can't be upset with him. And that's why it said in the pasuk that Hashem said, they didn't speak bad. If we could see Yoav didn't really speak bad. It says in Yoav, that his three friends heard all the bad that happened on him, and they all came from their places. Who are the people? Eliphaz, Atemoni, Ubalda, Dashuchi, Betzoifa, and Amosi. They all came to be menachem him together. My vayvodu yachtov, that they came together. Omar Yud Omar Melamed shenichnesu kulon b'shar echod. They all came in at the same moment. Betona, and it's in the Brisa, ben kol echod ve'echod, the distance between one and another where they lived, shlosh mois parsi, a big distance, but they all arrived in the same moment. Ask the Gemara, Menoah v'yadi, how did they know that Eoy was in trouble? Says the Gemara, Ikeda Amri, some people say, Klila Avilu, they all had a crown, and each crown had three faces on it of their friends, and when one of their friends went Saurus, would type of like shine or make a funny thing on the face of that friend. And some people say Ilone Aveluhu, they had trees, each one had a tree for each friend of his. The cave and the Kamshi, once one of the trees got weak and dying, Aveyodi, they knew that their friends in a bad state. This is what people say. If you have friends like the friends of Yoav is very good. If you don't have such good friends, it's like death. It says, and the Gemara is going to bring a story, and it's also it's connected to Yoav. It says, in Bereshis, it says that when there was lots of people in the land, so what do they mean? What do they mean? Rabbi Yochanan Omar Revere Ba'al when it says Laroi, it means Melosha Revere, that girls were born, and girls bring lots of kids to the world because they bring the children to the world. Shlokish Omar Meriva, it's Melosha Roi, Melosha Meriva. Ba'al a fight came because when women are around, people fight over them. Omar Shlokish Rabbi Yochanan Lidach, your shit at the Omar, that he explained Revere Ba'al that lots of babies were born. Why, when afterwards Hashem punished Yoav and he caused him all that trouble, and then he made him better and he gave him double possessions, double boys, everything double, but the daughters, he got the same amount of daughters. He told him, it's very good, they never got double in the amount of daughters. The ones who were born later were double as beautiful. It says, one of the daughters was called Yemima. And the second daughter was called Tzia. is Karen. Karen Ofuch. And what did that mean? Yemimo she'oisa doime leyoim, she was beautiful like the day. So you could see she was very beautiful. K'tzio she'oreicha noidef k'tzio, she had amazing smell like this good perfume. Keren Ofuch, what does Keren Ofuch mean? Amr de Reb Shila shedoima, she looked like the Karen of the Keresh, like the horn of a unicorn. You know, unicorn that the kids talk about. There was such a thing, it seems like, and this girl looked like the horn of the unicorn. Rashi says, Min chayo v'karnei mashkirin k'moitzeva, and she has a horn with colorful horn. In Eretz Yisrael, they laughed. They said, "Karna de keresh lakusi." It's not beautiful for a person to look like a horn of a unicorn. Elomar avchizda kekurmer de riksha b'minei. Like a kurma, it's a type of good smell that grows in the garden. That's the nicest in its type. From all the perfumes. Shenema kitikrei bepuch. So it means a very beautiful, like perfume. Rab Shimon beRebbi. Isyaldele Barator, Rab Shimon, the son of Rebbe, had a daughter. He was upset they didn't have a boy. Omale Avur, his father Rebbe, told him, Rabbi boy loylam, look, a girl's born, she could bring lots of kids to the world. Be happy. Omale Bar Kapra, to Rab Shimon, the son of Rebbe, your father wanted to make you happy, but it's already true. The Tanya, it's in the Brayse, the world can't be created, can't continue without male. And you also need females. Elo, but Ashrei mishibonim schorim, blessed is the one who is sons of boys. Oiloi mishibonim nekemos, and the one who has boys who are girls is oiloi. So really, girls are not good. And some people say over here, shibonim schorim, they has boys who behave masculine, and Nebuch is the one who have boys who behave like feminine people. And we say a similar thing in the Brayse. You need perfume and you need skin from leather. But Ashrei, the one who's blessed, Busmi is the one who's blessed, who works with perfumes and he smells good. And he has a terrible smell, because when you make the leather, there's a terrible smell. Says the Gemara, Tanoi, is a girl a blessing or not? The Machloikis Tanoi, because it says by Avram, Hashem Berech is Avram Bakoil. What does it mean? My Bakoil, says the Gemara. Rameo, the Brayse. Rameo, he was blessed, they didn't have a daughter, so we could see Rameo hold the daughter is not a good thing. The opposite, Bakoil means that you also had a daughter. So we could see it's good to have a daughter. It means that was her name, Bakoil was her name. What does it mean? He had the power to look in the stars and to know what the future is going to come. The kings from the west and the east, would come early to ask Avram for what's the future for them. So that's what means B'choil, that everyone needs him. Rab Shimon Eben Toiva Oisa Tlui B'Tzavoyer Shel Avram Avinu. He had this special stone on his neck. Shekol Choyle Aroi. So any ill person who sees him, Miyad Nisrapa, gets better straight away. B'Shosh Nifta Avram Avinu Min Oilom. When Avram Avinu died, Tola Kodesh Baruch Hu Begalgol Chamo, Hashem put the stone in the sun. This is what people say. Idli Yoime, the sun, the day came up. Idli Katsira, that the illness went away a little bit and you feel a little better because the sun came up. The sun has healing in it. Another pshat, woman's bakoil shloi morad esav b'yomav, you didn't become a rosha till Avram passed away, like we're going to see soon. Another pshat, she'osa Yishmael tshuva b'yomav, that he was zoiche bakoil, that even his son, who was the rosha Yishmael, did tshuva in his days, like we're going to see soon. Shloi morad esav b'yomav, minolon, how do we know it? Chsiv ayovoi esav min asodeh v'hu oyef. That Esav came from the Soda and he was Oyef, and soon we'll learn they did big Averis. The Tone, it's in the Brayse. Oisayim nifta Avram Avinu. Avram Avinu passed away that day, so Esav only started doing his Averis when Avram passed away. But also Yaakov Avinu Tafshel Sheladoshim, he made the Tafshel Sheladoshim Menachem Yitzchok Aviv to make his father Yitzchok like Nechama, like we bring until today to Beis Havelim. Umay Shno Sheladoshim. Why did he make it from lentils? Amri b'Marova in Eretz Yisrael, Mishmei Rabba bar Mori in the name of Maran bar Rabbi. Ma dosha, like lentil zu, ein lo peh, it doesn't have a mouth, it's like a closed thing. Afevel en lo peh. When you come to Avelus, there's nothing to say, you're upset, there's nothing really to say. That's a moshel of Adoshem. Another explanation, Ma Adosha zu megulgeles. Like Adosha is round, Af Avelus migalgeles u'mechazaras al bole oilom. It always comes around, it's like a circle, always Avelus comes at the end. My benai, what's the difference if it's because of mouth or because it's round? Can you bring to Nuchum Aveli eggs? Doesn't have a mouth because it's fully closed, but on the other hand, it's not fully round, so it's not suitable. That's an afkamina if it's because it's round or because it doesn't have a mouth. Omar Rabbi Yochanan, Chomesh Averes Obar Oiser Rosh Bois Hayomi. Esav that day did 5 Averes Chamuras. Boal Nara Merasa, number 1. V'orages HaNefesh, he killed someone. V'kofa be'ika, he was koifa in HaKadosh Baruch Hu. V'kofa be'tchias HaMesim, that there's no tchias HaMesim. V'shatis HaBchera, and he hated the Bchera. Boal Nara Merasa, how do we know? Ksiva, it says Vayovoi Esav min HaSodeh. V'ksiva also, and it says elsewhere, Ki b'Sodeh Motzah. And it's talking about Nara Merosa. So Soda, we could use Baal Nara Merosa. Haragas HaNefesh, how do we know that he killed? Ksiva Hocha Bayesov Oyef. Ksiva Osem Oinoli Ki Ayef Nafshilo Ergim. So we could see about killers, we say Oyef, so we could see the Esav killed. The Kofa Beika, how do we know? Ksiva Hocha Rak Lomo Zeli. Ksiva Hosom Zekeli Van Veus. He was Koifa and Lomo Ze. Why do I need this? I mean, it was Koifa and HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The Kofa B'tchias HaMesim, the Chsiv Ino Noichi Oilech Lomos. What do I need it for? So we could see he didn't believe in Tchias HaMesim. The Shotis HaBchor, he hated the Bchor. The Chsiv Ha'ibaz Esav HaBchor, it says clearly in the Pasuk that he said, what I need Bchor, he was mezalzel in it. The Sha'osei Shmuel Tshuva B'yom Minol. And how do you know that in the days of Avraham, Shmuel did Tshuva? Ki hoder Ravina B'Rav Choma Bar Buzi. The story was Ravina and Rav Choma Bar Buzi Abiyasli Kamei Rava, they were sitting in front of Rava. The Kominam Rava was falling asleep. So meanwhile, Omar le Ravina le Rav Choma Bar Buzi Vadai Damrisu. This is what they say. Kol Misa Sheyesh Bo Gvir. You say that whenever it says by Misa Gvir, doing Misoson Tzadikim, mean the people who died in that Misa where it says Gvir, mean they had a good, they were Tzadikim, like what it says by Yitzchok Gvir. Omar le'im, yes. He asked him, Doramabo, Omarle Doramabo, it says in Doramabo that it says a Loshin Gvir, and we know they were showing Doilim. So he answered him, Omarle Anon Gvir V'Aseifa Karmina. Not only Gvir by itself, when it says Gvir together with Aseifa, and that doesn't say by Doramabo, only by Yitzchok. So he asked him, Ishmael, the Chsiv Gvir V'Aseifa. Or Ishmael, who the Rosh, and it says by him that he also Gvir and also Aseifa. Says the Gemara, Adochi, meanwhile, Iter Rava woke up. Omarlo, he told him, Dardik, young ones. Ochi Omar Rabbi Yochanan. Rabbi Yochanan said, Ishmael also tshuva b'chayovi. Ishmael did tshuva when his father Abraham was still alive. Shnema v'ikveru oise Yitzchak v'Ishmael bono. We could see that it says first Yitzchak, and then Ishmael, even though the Ishmael was older. What's pshat? Because Ishmael did tshuva, and he agreed that Yitzchak's greater than him. So we could see he did tshuva. Tell the Gemara of Dilma, how do you know that? Maybe he never did tshuva. Maybe the Torah is counting first Yitzchak because he was greater than Ishmael. So who's more chokhmah? But that doesn't mean that Ishmael appointed Yitzchak to be higher than him. So the Gemara no can't be. Elo me'ato by Yaakov it says Vayikru Esav Yaakov, and at first it says Esav, and only afterwards Yaakov, one of his sons. My time eloi choshev ro der chokhmah. So if the Torah is machshavet der chokhmah, who should it be first? First Yaakov and then Esav. Elamai, why did the Torah first say Esav and then Yaakov? I mean, because Esav never gave cover to Yaakov, and Esav was born first, so it says first Esav. Elamai, the actimate, since the Torah by Ishmael says first Yitzchak and only afterwards Ishmael, Adbure, that he made, Ishmael said, no, Yitzchak's more choshev than me. Made the Adbure, since he gave him chashivus, Shema Mino, we could see from there, Tshuva, Ovad B'Yomah, that he did Tshuva in the days of Abraham, that when he came to bury Abraham, Ishmael already did Tshuva, and he appointed Yitzchak to be higher than him. Everyone should have a blessed week, and we should be zoicha to have Ashkocha Doila from Hashem, and lots of Yeshuas and service to Kol Am Yisrael. Thank you very much.